Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Friday. Here are your slides for today. April is National Poetry Month, so our slides this morning are geared a little bit towards that. And your morning meeting activity is to read the Cloud Haiku aloud to someone at home. I also gave you as your activity the Giving Tree, which is a very popular story/poem. And something fun, and I did play, is guess the Disney voice. Please make sure before you do anything else that you do the daily check-in. So pause this video, go do the check-in, and then come back. Did you do it? Okay. Today's agenda is very simple. In math, you're going to do a freckle assignment. In reading, you're making a Flipgrid. Writing is probably the most work today. There is a video for you, and you are writing an essay using the information you've learned and collected from the dot all week. And then, of course, there are the optional social studies assignments, which I just noticed that says it twice, which you can also, if you want, complete and do your reflection for Yellowstone. Okay? Today's Spirit Day is Spirit wear. So if you have any green at home or you have your worn Storfur clothes that you haven't been able to wear to school, unfortunately, today's a good day to wear those and share them, and I'll post them on next week's slides. Okay? So, reading. All week long, you've been researching a topic, you created subtopics, you've been taking notes, boxes, bullets, text structures, diagrams, and all of these things. Today is just a day to reflect on everything that you've done. I want you to think about the work that you've done as a reader this week, as you've gotten familiar again with nonfiction books. What did you find easy about getting back into nonfiction? What did you find difficult? You had to use text features, pull out subtopics, figure out text structures, on all of these different things. So which of those things came easy to you as we get back into nonfiction, and which of those things were a little bit more difficult? The next thing I'd like you to do, and I have it highlighted because I think this might be even more important for me, is I want you to share your note pages. I want you to hold them up. I want you to show me, here are my notes, here are my diagrams, so I know what you've been working on all week. And I want you to share at least one interesting fact that you learned about your animals. I don't want to hear that elephants are large. I don't want to hear that pandas are cute. I want to hear a new, interesting fact that you really did learn from researching this week. Okay, and then there is the Flipgrid link right on there for you. Just so you know, it is a 3-minute time limit. So that's just enough time to tell me what's easy, what's hard, show me your notes, one thing you learned. Okay? Today is the last day that chapter 25 will be posted of Because of Winn-Dixie. Next week I will post chapter 26 and we'll be done with the book. Math plan for today. The only requirement that I have for you is to complete freckle assignment number 92. If you did it already sometime during this week, then you already did it. Otherwise, please do it today. All week long, you've been doing work with fractions and reviewing how if the whole isn't the same size, you can't compare them, putting fractions in order, comparing which fractions are larger when the whole is the same. So this is just kind of like an exit slip, if you will, for the week for me to see where you're at before we move forward next week. Okay? Next is writing. There is a video for you to watch, courtesy of Miss If you would like to follow along or revisit her slides, they are attached for you. And the rubric that we use for our reading responses is also attached. I know there's this big word, literary essay. However, most of you have been already actually doing this without even realizing it in the way that you've been doing your reading responses. So this is new, but also not new. Okay? You're going to pick one of the questions below. What character trait best describes your character? That would be the character trait or feeling box in your 4 boxes page. What is the main character's relationship with one of the other character? That's your relationship box. How does your character change from the beginning to the end of the story? That's the character change box. Or what theme does this story best represent? And that's the fourth box that you guys finished yesterday. So again, you only need to pick one of these questions. If you were doing a reading response, you would only answer one question for me. So pick which one, maybe that you have the most information and the most details or the most evidence from, that you've highlighted, annotated, or written in your 4 boxes. And that'll help give you your supporting details in your essay. Then you're going to plan using this organizer. It is attached here, but it is also available on Google Classroom. I'm going to say that one more time. It is available on Google Classroom. There's a sticky note on the side. It says, don't forget to type in the organizer. You need to go to Google Classroom and then to the writing section. Okay, if you click on this, it will give you a picture of it and you can print it. However, you will not be able to type on it. You have to use the one on Google Classroom. After you've completed your planning section, you are going to write the actual essay. Okay, so this is your reading response, writing, cross-curricular activity for the day, and this is the bulk of where your work is going to come into play today. When you write your essay, you can either do it on paper and email it to me, which some of you have been doing, or you can send it to me on Google Docs and share the document with me as you're writing or when you're finished writing it. Okay, I will be reading these and I will be checking so that I know where we're going further next week. Okay, science is still up here in case you haven't done any of the optional science activities. Again, your workload is a little lighter today, so this is a great time to do those. And of course, social studies is still up here as well. If you did go on a tour of Yellowstone National Park, please, please, please do the Flipgrid. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your thinking, things that you've learned, things you thought were exciting, any questions you still have about Yellowstone from there. Okay, and that's about it. So have fun, good luck, and most of all, have a great weekend.